Hey everyone, my name's Jim and welcome back to My Music Obsession, and continuing on the Oasis and Gallagher journey, we have reached Noel Gallagher's debut solo album released on the 17th of October 2011. Now the album was recorded in 2010 and 2011 and was actually produced by Noel Gallagher and Dave Sardy. So one thing you notice straight away is that Noel Gallagher is going back to what worked about his early Oasis albums, and that was the use of melody. He goes back and he captures that incredible, effortless melody, and I think that can be considered the story of this album. The melodies on it are fantastic, and it was nice to hear that at this point in his career Noel Gallagher could still strike gold and come up with these just melodies that just take off and lift the song up into the sky. And you can just, once again, as always with Noel Gallagher, you can imagine a field full of people singing every word. Now Noel Gallagher said with this album he wanted to actually make a happier album. He wanted to make an album that felt celebratory and that was joyous, and he has done it here. You know, when I say that it's got those sing-along melodies, it's not actually a rock album. I think the rockiest moment on here I'd probably call the song aka What a Life. Most of the songs have this pleasant vibe to them. You know, and while there is some lyrics that could be considered negative, overall just the feel of the album, just the vibe is just happy. It's sentimental, it's touching. So it starts off with one of my favourite tracks, which is Everybody's on the Run, which I just think is an unbelievable melody. And the happiness on this track is incredible. It's such a positive message. I just feel like the simpleness of the chorus, hang in there love, you gotta hold on, just repeated over and over again. It's just a real kind of life-affirming song, and you know what Noel Gallagher's like with those songs. He can write incredible life-affirming moments, insert Live Forever, and he does here. Just to hear him singing hang in there love, you gotta hold on, it's just so sweet. There's a lot of sweetness to this album, and I feel like the melodies in the verses and the choruses are sensational on this track. Other standouts on the album include If I Had a Gun. This is one of the best songs Noel Gallagher has ever written. It's one of his best romantic songs. The melody is wonderful and gentle and earnest. Noel Gallagher sounds so genuine on this song, and it's so touching and charming. And the song just has some of Noel's best lyrics ever, in my opinion. The lyric, if I had a gun, I'd shoot a hole right through the sun and love would burn this city down for you. If I had the time, I'd stop the world and make you mine, and every day would stay the same with you. That's so charming. That's wonderful love song writing. And I think Noel Gallagher proved on this one he could still make that heart-wrenching love song. It's such a real sounding song, comes from a real place. If I had a gun, I'd shoot a hole into the sun, love would burn this city down for you. Tell some of these songs could have been used in Oasis. I know that Noel Gallagher was pulling from some songs he was going to use for Oasis, so it's good to hear that familiar Oasis vibe. I mean, essentially this album is Noel Gallagher's solo Oasis songs put into an album. Like, if you're a fan of Noel Gallagher when he was on his own in Oasis, you'll like this album, basically. If you like the Where Did It All Go Wrongs, the Sunday Morning Calls, all those sorts of songs, you're going to love this record. That's what it's made up of. But even better than those tracks, I really will say that, and I love those tracks. I feel like at this point this was some of Noel Gallagher's best melodies ever, and that's impressive to say at this point in his career. AKA What a Life is probably the rockiest moment on the album. It has a real deliberate pace to it. The drums and the pianos go together and just moving forward with this moody atmosphere. It is definitely the most moody track on the album, and I love the lyrics. Someday you might find your hero, someday you might lose your mind. The way Noel sings those verses is hypnotising, and it's really a song that never loses your attention because it's always going in this deliberate direction and you feel like it's heading somewhere. Noel's voice almost sounds haunting on this track. It does stand out from the rest of the album. He doesn't have that gentle quality on it. This is probably the most darkest track on the album. An interesting fact is that Noel Gallagher would always play his wife songs, and he came home to her and he said, "I've just written one of the best songs I've ever written, What a Life." And apparently he played it to her and she just went, "Yeah, it's just you repeating What a Life." And it dented his confidence for the track. Noel Gallagher's wife, denting his confidence since 1997. No wonder he hates some of the later Oasis albums. His wife probably listened to him and went, "Yeah, this is shit." The three most experimental tracks on the album I think are Stranded on the Wrong Beach, aka Broken Arrow, and Soldier Boys and Jesus Freaks. I feel like these tracks are the most expansive on the album. The rest of the album kind of sticks to Noel Gallagher proven formula. This one, he does try out some different sort of drum patterns, some different guitar melodies, and he does create some decent songs with these. I think aka Broken Arrow is the best of these three. It kind of has these strange Congo type drums and an interesting acoustic guitar melody. The lyrics are quite somber and somewhat reflective and sad, but again, the song just feels like joy personified. It's a really fantastic and pleasant song. Soldier Boys and Jesus Freaks I really think is very expressive, and you can visualise a lot in your head of what Noel's saying. There's some great storytelling on this track, so I really enjoy that. Strand on the Wrong Beach, I think it has some cool rock and roll vibes to it without being an in-your-face rock and roll track. I feel like Noel sounds quite cool on this one. One of the ultimate highlights, I mean, I would probably put Everybody's on the Run, If I Had a Gun, aka What a Life, and this track, Stop the Clocks, as my favourites. Now, Stop the Clocks was written back in the Standing on the Shoulders of Giants era. It had been sitting in Noel's arsenal for that long, which is unbelievable that he put it off for this long, because this is an absolutely staggering song. This is one of the best. It would have been one of the best Oasis songs if they'd have released it, and it would have, lots of people like to not support Standing on the Shoulders of Giants. If Stop the Clocks would have been on it, they would have all stopped the clocks in their house, literally, because of this song. This song is incredible. It's spiritual. It really is. It's sing-along in the fields, but it's not rocky again. Stop the clocks and turn the world around, let your love lay me down. The way that Noel sings it, his voice on this, I don't know what Dave Sardy and him did in the studio, but he sounds transcendental. He sounds meditative. He sounds like he's speculating on life, but the song just has there's a real vibe, a real atmosphere, a dreamlike sense of escapism is created through this song, and the lyrics are fantastic. And, again, it's nothing... it's not pretentious because it's not trying to be epic. It's very simple in the way it's examining the human condition, but it's effective, and it's a wonderful contemplative song that I still listen to. I think that melody is second to none. I don't know what Noel Gallagher was doing back in Standing on the Shoulders of Giants to not use it. He didn't use Let's All Make Believe, and he didn't use Stop the Clocks, probably because his wife listened to him. Never show your wife a track again, Noel. The Death of You and Me is one of the singles. I think it's okay. I do like the structure of it. It kind of got an Importance of Being Idle type vibe to it. I don't like it as much as everything else on this album, but I think it's pretty strong. It's a good song. All in all, this album is just strong from minute one. And again, it's really got this life-affirming happiness to it. Everyone who says that the Oasis guys done their best work only in Oasis are selling themselves short to not listen to stuff like this. Noel Gallagher is one of the most important songwriters of many decades, and these songs, people hear them, they take them for granted. They're incredible, it's just as good as his early Oasis stuff. And I know that a lot of the rock fans wanted that rock music, they wanted that Oasis vibe, but I guess that was Liam's thing. I mean, Noel Gallagher wrote the songs, but Liam brought that rock and roll edge to them. Noel Gallagher was the more contemplative and the more slower pace of the two. And aka What a Life is a good rock song, so there is some slightly rocky moments. But Noel Gallagher, we know what he's about, you know, we know he's the more sitting down with acoustic guitar, you know, looking at the sky, you know, we know that's what he is, so you can't really expect him to be as rocky as Liam. What do you guys think of Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds debut? Let me know what your favourite song is, let me know if you love the album, and I'll be moving on to review his next album, which was released a few years later, which is Chasing Yesterday, and I will see you guys for that one. Please subscribe if you enjoy some music talk for music obsessives. See you guys next time.